Okay, if your toddler is a picky eater and there's a battle at every mealtime, Melanie Gushnowski from the Developmental Resource Center, Brilliant Beginnings, is here to help us cope. Good morning, Melanie. We're focusing on toddlers in particular.
Right.
What's really happening at this stage when it comes to those battles at mealtime?
Well, toddlers are exerting independence and control at this age. So when parents are trying to get them to eat certain things and they don't want to, it's part of a developmental process of control.
Okay.
Second thing is toddlers love routine, right? So they like to play the same activity over and over again. Just like that with food. They'll have to eat the same food over and over for days and days on end. So it's kind of both control and routine.
I want to pick up on the control because I think sometimes it's the parents.
Right.
Their lack of, they want to control what their kids are doing. So then you almost have this battle between two controlling forces.
Right. So with eating, absolutely. When it comes to picky eating, it's a relationship. So we can control what, when, and where the toddler is eating. And they can control how much and if they're eating at all and what they're eating for quantity. So the what should be, are we providing nutritious food for our little ones? When? How often are we feeding our children? We should be feeding them at least 3 meals a day, 2 to 3 snacks a day. The research actually shows that the more toddlers graze throughout the day, the less they eat throughout the day. So if they're walking around with their snack all day long, they actually eat less food throughout the day. So it's better, good for us on a diet, but not so good with toddlers. So giving them healthy meals. And then where? Where are we feeding them? Are we feeding them all over the place, or are they sitting down and focused on their meals? So we're responsible for that. They're responsible for eating what they're eating.
And I think really a parent has all good intentions. They want to make sure their child is eating. I suppose, though, come meal times, there's a lot of other distractions and things involved. So what do we do? Help me get it through the mealtime then.
Yeah. So first one is important to obviously sit down and attend to what you're doing. Secondly is give them some choice over what they're eating. Not too many choices, but put the food out for them. And if they don't like it, give them a little bowl to the side and say, if you don't like it, just put it in the don't like bowl. So put it on their plate. If they don't like it, they can put it in the don't like bowl. Another rule of thumb to expand their repertoire of eating is something like, if you don't like it, take one bite, and if you don't like it, you can spit it out in your napkin. So it gives them an option whether they want it or not. Most parents will stop after 3 times of feeding them the same food, of trying, of course, but they actually, research shows that it's up to 20 times to see the same food item before they'll actually take it. So persevere, I think, is the biggest one when it comes to toddlers.
20 times it's going in the don't eat bowl?
Yeah, 20 times it's going in the don't eat bowl. No thanks, Mom.
Well, and you touched on the fact that kids like routine and they often like the same thing. And I think that's what happens too, is all of a sudden, boom, that changes. Wait a second, you liked the pasta before and now suddenly don't. So you're still always having to kind of reinvent that meal.
Absolutely. And I mean, sometimes it's just about getting nutrition in at this age. Grating some zucchini into the muffins and that kind of thing. And, yeah, if you have to change things up, just be flexible. But the biggest thing, honestly, is to not push it. Whatever you do when it comes to feeding, you can, push a lot of things, but when it comes to feeding, don't push the
because
feeding.
You don't want to have bad images around food. Finally, do you say you're not leaving this table until you eat this? A lot of parents do that.
Yeah, the cleaning the plate mentality, probably not a best idea, is reintroduce it a couple hours later, the food, but yeah, when they're done, let them be done. We have a problem, obviously, with eating too much in our society, so we don't need to force them to eat when they're not hungry.
Okay, so follow their cues for sure.
Absolutely.
Melanie, thanks so much. You know what? If you want to learn more about Brilliant Beginnings, check under links in the news on our website. And of course, for more great parenting ideas, just pick up your free copy of Calgary's Child Magazine at all McDonald's restaurants, schools, and sports facilities around the city.